Brosplay.
Are you going back to the lava?
I think we'll mix it up. We'll go back to sand.
Okay. Lava and sand. You know what that gives you? You know what that gets you?
Glass.
Glasses. Exactly.
Which I need for seeing this game.
Which I need to see. I need my glasses. I need my lava and sand.
Where's my glasses?
Can you imagine that was
Give
the
me
process?
back my glasses.
You have to take sand and like turn it into lenses on your own, like one of those like DIY things.
I just squashed that guy in the air.
Very gently.
Yeah.
It was not violent whatsoever.
I don't want to do red coins, I'll be honest with you, buddy.
Yeah, is there no way to move on from that? I guess not, eh? I guess not.
I don't really know.
We can always leave, just go
what
elsewhere.
Other things there to do here. Oops.
Well, that answers that. It's weird because we already got the 8th coin or the 8th star, but I'm surprised it doesn't display it to you.
Man, I don't know. Let's see what else we have in here.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What the free folk want.
I don't know what my father thinks. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just don't know. But I do know I will bend the knee.
You're my queen.
Yeah, I could definitely do John from the 8th season a lot better than John from all the other seasons.
There was.
She's my queen.
It's like every fucking line. It's just. I don't want it. So I discovered Mordhau through a video of just funny Mordhau moments, and there was a guy who made himself look just like Jon Snow, and so just this guy is just fighting people, and he turns around and Jon's looking straight at him, and he's on the enemy team, and he just zooms in and just like the king on the knoll. He just follows him with just like Jon Snow quotes. Holy fuck.
Oh man, I guess I could say this now because there's no way it'll. I went to get my girlfriend a letter opener for Christmas, and what I ended up finding was oh no, I'm shocked that you survived. You go the other way, you can get some coins.
I'm alive.
In case you want some coins. So what I ended up getting her was the Sword of Gryffindor from Harry Potter, but it's a letter opener. And while I was looking, they have a letter opener that looks like Longclaw. And I was thinking, man, that would be pretty cool.
Longclaw?
Yeah, his sword, the Valyrian steel sword with the wolf at the end of it.
It's called Longclaw?
Yeah, it's called Longclaw. And the sword that used to belong to his father was called Ice.
Lots of people name their swords.
Lots of cunts. I love Bronn. He may be the best character in that whole show.
No, that was the Hound.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I still like Bronn.
Although, yeah, Bronn's a pretty big fan of
that word as well. Yeah, that's actually one thing I like about watching the Jim Jeffries show is just like how casually he throws that word around, even though you can't actually hear it. And
that bugs the shit out of me.
Censorship
on a network like that, like on a.
You know why I think they do it? Because it's a Canadian network, and I don't think you can get away with as much here without being sued.
Oh,
I honestly think that's it. Like,
really?
I just don't think we have as good protection of free speech.
Sued.
But yeah, that's what do they call them? The Comedy Central. Comedy Central doesn't like the shit word or the fuck word.
You can get sued for that?
Well, no, it's not that you can get sued for that. It's that if the wrong combination of words is all put together, like let's just say he calls the wrong person a cunt, and they decide to sue. Like you remember there was that story where this guy calls these two people a lesbian in a comedy club and is fined $50,000.
That's rough.
And 2 years later is still fighting it in court.
Really?
So yeah, so you got to imagine Comedy Central's like, well, Jesus Christ, I don't trust these tribunals not to be fucking stupid, and so they just decide, well, we'll just bleep it. It's not the worst thing ever.
It is.
It is. But what I really like is that people will say, oh, can you swear on the show? And he'll go, yeah. He's like, yeah, go for it. You're allowed.
Yeah.
Even though you're not.
You are. You
but
are
you
allowed.
are. Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah. And that was, I really enjoyed, like most people wouldn't ask. They would just go ahead and do it. But you know who Carol Burnett is, right?
Yes.
He interviewed her, and I honestly thought that was a delightful interview.
But she was like, She was huge in the comedy scene, right? Or
Big
comedy show
time.
scene, yeah.
Big time. Carol Burnett show was like one of the first single person shows. Like I don't think it predated the late night guys, but it was definitely like internationally known. Like they even did a reboot on Netflix, the Carol Burnett show.
Didn't she get like the guy? She was on a late night show and then she left it for that show, and then she was basically just disowned by that guy.
Could have been. I honestly wouldn't have known. I wouldn't know that part of the story.
The camera will not stop fucking moving.
Yeah, it wants to have room, but it's not respecting where you want to look.
I'm waiting for this big, nasty fuck.
He's big, dopey Lapras looking dude.
Yeah, he looks just like Lapras.
He's a big Lapras, yeah.
Nintendo.
I can see why Ash was able to ride him across the ocean. Look how massive he is.
I think I can drive him too, right? Yeah.
This very much reminds me of the Loch Ness Monster.
I think it's supposed to be, yeah.
What the fuck is going on? How are you supposed to get on his head?
You're supposed to like, run up it like a...
Are you even supposed to get up on his head?
Yeah.
I don't think you are. I think you're supposed to like get his back close enough to whatever you're trying to get on. No, but you're right. I don't think you can go up there. Actually, try this instead.
I'm pretty sure I've been on his head.
Try getting on his head first. Just do maybe try using that to get on his head.
That might be pretty smart.
Either that or do a flip.
Oh yeah.
I've told you that was once an infamous phrase in my friend group.
Do a flip?
Yeah, because a buddy of mine told another buddy of mine, hey man, do a flip, and he did, and he broke his tibia. So from then on, anytime someone had a stupid idea, it was like, yeah man, do a flip.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's what happens, man. I actually, in fact, that was like one of the few times I was not around while stupid shit was happening.
Yeah, you were an instigator.
Sometimes, not always.
Stay over here, camera. Lakitu, you piece of shit.
I honestly don't even know if that's a real creature or an inflatable.
This thing?
Because it's just like...
It's real.
Just because it moves doesn't mean it's alive. Just get a backflip right onto his head. I think that's the move. You could probably steer him from the head, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I didn't mean backflip. I just meant one of the forward... Things have gone off the rail, brother. We're lost at sea.
This fucking Dory-ass motherfucker's like, I don't know where I am.
That was funny. Did you call him Dory?
Yeah. He's like a big dopey fish.
He is a big dopey fish. Although I think he'd take offense to be called a fish. He's probably some sort of weird reptile. Reptile! God. Fuck. that was actually a really good effort.
Thanks. That's really what I measure myself on.
Yeah.
Not success.
What's that expression? Effort only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes?
It's close.
What? It was close?
No.
So how should it be?
No. No. Fuck you.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. All right. Just told the physics who's boss.
I did. Who would even want to jump into what is probably the thing that eats
Neo in the Matrix?
Neo, yeah.
That's exactly what that reminds me of, man. That like noise it makes like a weird dial-up tone when it goes down his throat.
Yeah, it's like ow.
That was actually a pretty good approximation if I remember correctly. Not so much.
I'm a funny noise.
I should watch those movies again. Those were such a great trilogy.
Do you know the Wachowski brothers are actually have a sister?
Like those are the guys who made it, I assume.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
And she's part of the production. So it's the Wachowski siblings.
Weird. But did they brand it the Wachowski brothers?
Pretty sure.
Well, that's kind of bizarre.
Yeah. Some people don't care for the fame.
I've started noticing a lot more things like that these days. Like just not that I'm getting offended by it, but I have just noticed a lot more things where it's just like, I noticed that you assumed that it had to be a woman in that situation. Like someone was pitching this idea for like Uber for hairstylists, and they said, so you can pick your hairstylist and then she can set up a thing. And I was like, right. Because they're all female hairstylists. All right. Like, not just, I'm not like getting mad at the guy, but it is weird. It is a little weird. And
I do that just to fuck with people.
Well, the main reason it seems weird to me is I'm just thinking, bro, you're running a business. You're going to give up on half of all the people?
Well, I don't think that's really necessarily what they mean.
Right. But you're not including them in your pitch. If you're trying to sell this to all these people, and you're only selling it to half of them, you just can't be as profitable as you otherwise would be.
Yep. I believe Todd does that.
Todd?
On BoJack.
Really?
They make a female-friendly Uber service.
Oh, interesting.
Where it's only women only women drivers.
And it's meant for women.
And meant for women, so that they don't have to deal with creepy dudes. But then of course it's like, yeah, but dudes want to be part of this too, right? Yeah, I guess we should. And it just turns into like
Uber
again. Like, Todd is so funny.
Oh, his character's great. Aaron Paul does a great job.
Yes. He's also in a pretty good show. Nicely done, Mario. He's in a pretty good show called The Path, which is about a group of people becoming disillusioned in a cult.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's not like the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt? It's a little more serious?
It's very serious, actually, yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's... I forget if he's the one who's into it or not into it. But somehow he becomes not into it.
Yeah, I'm not into that cult life.
Well, no, you weren't born into it.
I was making a joke, brother.
Oh, that's very funny.
Psst! I was making a joke!
But you might offend the cult people, so...
Ah, damn it. Sorry, cult people. I don't really apologize.
I'm sorry
Gotta be
about
honest.
that cult people. What is this?
What? That's where you came from.
Oops.
Oh my god. Oh, that's tough.
I think I should actually go for the red coins here. It kind of feels like this is the room for it.
They're all in here?
Maybe.
I think you should just go with whatever you were just on.
I think that is a path.
Oh, to the red coins.
To get more red coins.
Did it feel like you just kind of floated on that one?
Momentum was not on my side.
Oh, man. This is what bothers me about playing TAC. Is in TAC, when you're holding on to a pole or a vine, you jump through it rather than backwards. But I played Mario for so many years that my brain is in the jump backwards off poles mindset.
Do you remember how it worked in Bounty Hunter?
No.
I don't even remember how it was, but it was dumb. It was like, don't hold back and hit the jump button or something like that. It'll just jump back for you. Like,
the game was very silly.
Yeah.
It was very, very silly. It was fun, though. I enjoyed that hour of play that we had.
Yes, an appropriate amount and no longer than that.
Yeah, I remember that one scene where you were trying to demonstrate how explosive barrels work, and you're just a hair too close. That's the one thing I think video games does way better than even animation or live action is the comedic gravity and ragdoll.
Yes.
When it's sort of automated so that you're not the one guiding what it should look like, you can get some truly spectacular results.
Especially when you're the one doing it.
Yeah, because you're controlling
wild
the guy.
Shit happens to you.
That's so true. Yeah, or if you're the one who just smacks a guy who goes flying across the room, like you feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Da, 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 da. I do like this. What kind of instrument would this even be? Like, it's got to be like a piano or a keyboard.
Sorry?
Unless it's a xylophone. Like, what are we listening to here?
I don't know.
Like that.
Oh, that dick, dick.
Yeah,
dick,
is that a
dick.
xylophone?
That's I don't know.
Somebody wrote this book, and it was the English alphabet but stupid or something like that. And so it was like
a regular one.
Yeah, it was like K is for night, and like
okay.
and like so all of them were like that. So it would be like, oh shoot, I've forgotten all the other special words.
Oh shoot.
But it would say E is for ew. Like words that just don't seem like they would start with that letter. So like
P is for psychic.
Yeah, exactly. Like a whole book was like that, and yet xylophone is the same.
Oh.
Cause like they're really just like, what are you gonna put in there? What other X words are there? They could be like xenobiologist, but I don't think kids are really ready for that one at that age.
Professor X?
Yeah, it's the first name, Xavier. I guess that works.
I love, okay. This is my problem with remakes or prequels. You don't have to explain everything between here and the later story. You can say that some things happened in between. That's okay. And they say in the X-Men in Days of Future Past, he says, some lady's like, you can be called the X-Men. Even though in the first X-Men movie, he says the children have affectionately called them X-Men after me. So they just like completely ignored.
They just hijacked that.
They just hijacked like a tiny little story element. Like, did you really think people were gonna walk out of the fucking movie theater disappointed because they didn't hear somebody come up with the name X-Men?
You know what I really do think most of those things come from? That's what Joe Rogan refers to when he says that the executives always want to get their jizz in the soup. That's what's happening, is they're like, you know what would be cool? You know what would be awesome? Is if they like called them the X-Men because of this thing. And all the creative people are thinking, no, just leave it. We've already got a script. And the executive's like, no, we have to put this in there.
Well, it would have been a great moment actually if because it comes from, she's like, we're just a bunch of G-men without the government.
Huh.
Metalhead. Piston coming your way. Oh, I guess how do
I love that they give you a map to this place. That's
so
how confusing
so
it is.
Confusing.
Yeah.
I am here. But man, it would have been great if when she says we're just G-men, instead of him saying no, or he says that? Yeah, he says we're just G-men. And then she's like, how about X-Men? It would have been great if he was just like, no, not G-Men. And then that was it. Like, we just left it up to, like, it was just an empty space. Where just the people watching, like, who the fuck is watching that movie who didn't know the original X-Men but also needed them to, but also understood any of the connections? Like, what demographic required that statement?
You say that, but I would say there's probably a solid 40% of the population that needed it. Like, you think about that Family Guy episode about when you hear the title of a movie in the movie,
Yeah.
and Peter just goes, he said it! Like, I think there is actually a big portion of that where, like, somehow that just totally gets people's dick hard, and I don't know if it's necessary, but for some reason they think it works. It sucks. I think it sucks.
The fuck am I going? I don't know where I am.
I think, yeah, you gotta take this elevator down and then take another elevator up. You gotta go down then up. You need to do less to do more. You need to speed. You need to slow down to speed up.
How do I start up Metal Mario?
Metal Mario.
Metal Marble.
That's actually the last game I'm looking for. Somebody asked me if I was looking for any old games.
We probably have it on my 360.
What?
I would have purchased it on like the online thing.
Oh, so it might still be on your store.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. So I will totally keep that in mind, because man, I would love to play that again. But I actually, when I said that, I meant Midway Arcade Treasures, because I would actually like to play a couple of the other ones.
Well, Metal Marble was not a Midway Arcade Treasures.
Yeah, it was.
No.
Wasn't that not where we first played that?
No, Mega Marble or Marble Madness was on the 360 the whole time.
Yeah, but I swear it was called Marble Blast Ultra.
Yeah.
And that, no, so Marble Madness, I thought was I thought there was two different games.
Maybe.
Because yeah, I swear there was no power-ups in the old one, or at least like very limited power-ups.
Oh, so that was like an addition.
I thought so. I swear, yeah, that they made a new one. But either way, if we could just play Marble Madness, I think that would be a blast. Holy crap, that game was... What? Another pool of metal within the pool of metal?
What would you say that? What would you call that?
Metal square. I guess. That's rough. It's like a dog rough. Just
Yeah, no. There's just this old stupid joke about when something's inside of something and it's somethingception.
Oh.
It's just a really bad joke.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm actually glad that I missed that joke there.
I was like setting you up for it.
Well, honestly, I thought that's what you were gonna do because I've heard that bad joke too, where people are like, "Oh my God, there's 2 of them. It must be that squared." There was like that whole show, like Steven Squared or whatever.
Which isn't even what squared means. It means multiply by itself.
Not side by side. That
And
would
you
be
can't-
additive.
If you were to multiply 1 by 1, it would be 1.
That is true. 1 squared is itself. Did you know that anything to the power of 0 is 1?
Did you know that anything multiplied by 0 is 0?
I did. I'm aware.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm slowly dying.
I don't actually think you can make it back now.
slowly
It's just a
dying.
matter of how long you're going to be able to stay on that edge before inevitably Mario slips away to a watery doom.
I'm not looking anymore, and you can tell because my microphone sounds different. This is how fucking cool I am right
You're
now.
hanging in there, bro.
I'm doing it.
You're hanging in there.
All right. Oh! Ah!
Oh, isn't that cool? That was actually really neat.
So the paintings aren't different realities, but rather teleportation to actual spaces in the castle?
Yes. Physical, well, not necessarily all in the castle, but yes, they are physical teleportations.
In the format of paintings.
Yes. How else would you make a portal?
I would ask
Smart guy.
Psylocke.
Psylocke?
Yeah.
Who is that? Is that a Pokemon?
No, I'm pretty sure it's
Psylocke!
Ah! I'm pretty sure it's a really sexy mutant who can open up portals.
Ooh.
Ooh, sexy mutants. I like a mutant.
My favorite mutants are the sexy mutants. That's why I'm such a fan of Mystique.
Oh, Mystique in the originals. My goodness. Also, does she have a vagina?
When she wants to.
Like, is her blue form, like, holeless? And then she chooses to be a female version of herself with regular... Because she has a baby.
What?
Yeah, Nightcrawler is her and Eric's baby.
Right.
In one version, at least, of this story.
Yeah. Maybe not a baby by birth, maybe more of a test tube type baby.
Maybe.
Yeah, just speculation. But also, is she able to? She's able to control portions of her change, right? So she can just change her voice.
Yes.
She can just change certain parts of her physiology, but not all of
She
it.
changes her finger at one point. Just the finger.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, my guess would then be that she. And so here's the other question: can she manipulate her body in any way, or only ways that she's seen done before?
Well, I'm also confused on what part of her body is what. Because in the first movie, she pretends to be Wolverine, and then they fight, and he cuts her claws off because they aren't adamantium, and she screams, but then she's not missing any fingers. So what was that? Does she actually make new material?
I wonder if, like, you just couldn't see it, but there was, like, a strip missing off of her side. You know, like, half of her hip was just gone.
It's possible.
But no, that's a good question. Where does that material come from? And, yeah,
And are the clothes she makes part of her body?
It sounds like it. So, like...
So she sometimes is wearing clothes even though she's not wearing clothes?
Yeah, and now, so if she turned into a dude and you touched her nipples, would that be getting to second base? These are the important questions.
She pretended to be herself but upside down, and then you touched her face but it was actually her butt.
Ooh, now we're getting into the real questions.
Well,
So
also,
she's
if-
like walking on her hands, but to you it looks like she's walking normally?
Right, yeah.
Ah.
And would it still be ATM if you kissed her on the mouth when she was upside down? These are the questions.
These are the questions.
They never answered any of these in all 6 fucking... Okay, Marvel, it's your turn to answer these weird questions.
Yeah, I certainly don't understand how they went so long without answering these.
Yeah.
These are important questions.
Why did that happen? I didn't touch that.
I didn't touch that. It was Mystique. I swear.
I thought it was her butt.
She is a, I would say, underused character.
Hugely underused.
Maybe not in the first few. She
doesn't-
was actually
she's-
quite well used.
She's barely even in the 3rd movie. She becomes a human.
Right. Well, and in that perspective, I just meant in the newer ones.
Fuck.
The ones where Jennifer Lawrence plays her, it feels like they don't use her powers as often as they could. In fact, the most effective use of her power is when she goes off on her own and tries to murder people. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, hey, you have someone that can pretend to be anyone. Why aren't you leaning on that power? Realistically, Beast is useless in like normal everyday dealings. Right? You got a guy who can control minds and a girl who can pretend to be anybody. They can do all the legwork. Mm-hmm. You don't need a guy with laser beams coming out of his eyes. He's better for battles later on, but for some reason I've always got him running around.
He's not on the same side.
Or what are they, bad guys?
Scott? Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the new ones. But they were aligned. I mean, Scott wasn't actually around. But Xavier and what's her name were on the same team to begin with.
Yes.
Xavier and what's her real name? Raven?
Raven, yeah. It's her slave name.
Oh, I see. Her slave name?
That's what she called it.
Yeah, but like, do we get any context on that?
Just because her human form is a slave form.
But that's what I mean. So like, that's just the name. Oh, this drowns not drowns. Oh, I thought that drained everything.
It just drowns everybody.
So she, like, that's my question. Was she like enslaved to perform as this thing?
No, she's just referring to the difference between being free as a mutant and enslaved by their ideology of perfection.
I see.
It's really...
you gotta think, as unethical as it would have been, Xavier probably should have just gone in and just manipulated her brain so that she was just happy with being where she was. Don't you think we would have been happier in the long run if she wouldn't have turned back into a human?
Maybe.
Probably. Maybe. Probably wouldn't have helped Eric do all those bad things. Probably could have done the same thing to Eric.
What is this?
This goes outside, I think.
Really?
I think.
Wow.
Oh, wow!
All right. Well, next time we'll get we'll probably drop the X-Men conversation, but that's fine. There's always time to talk about X-Men.
Pillows. Pound the pillows.